Welcome back to 18 Outdoors, y'all. Hey, we appreciate all y'all support. You know, again, if you haven't subscribed yet, you know, please subscribe, like. You know, we've got a lot of good feedback, you know, and then I got a lot of requests about some of the stuff we use, some of the, you know, optics, you know, stands or you know, lock-ons, say B stands or JX3 and all that stuff. We're going to try to do a video on some of that later, try to probably do a video of all of it. But another big thing is like scopes and stuff. So today, I'm going to talk about scopes, all right? And people that know me, and if you don't know me, listen, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I've not got any of this, that what I'm going to talk about today is free. So any of this stuff, it's just, I'm not a big, you know, I don't know. If I'm using something, that's what I'm going to promote, whatever. I'm not going to get somebody to pay me to promote their product and switch completely over and use their stuff or whatever, because if I've, like, just for instance, Matthews bows. You know, I bought 2 or 3 of them. I won one in a magazine contest one year. I've never had an issue with them until the leg adrenaline and it was only because it was so old that something was getting wore out on it, and I just you couldn't get no parts for it. So anyway, so I bought a new one. But anyway, one of the other things that, you know, if I like it, it does not cause any issue, I get comfortable with it, you're a hard bet you're gonna get me to switch over. I mean, it's just, if it's working for me, I ain't gonna change unless there's some crazy thing that happens to prove to me to change, or I have some kind of bad, you know, scenario with something I use, you know. And another, for instance, is Spitfire broadheads. I've been shooting them things ever since I switched to them from a Muzzy broadhead when bows started getting so fast that, you know, it was hard to tune, you know, the bigger broadhead. But now they make smaller, you know, fixed blades and they tune easier. But anyway, I like more damage, so that's just what I've used. I've never had an issue with them. That's, you know, so what I use. But I'm getting off topic, so because I guess I'm an old man. I guess I'm rambling a little bit. Things pop up in my mind and I talk about it. Anyway, today's topic, scopes, what we use. Well, this scope right here, this is Kathy's muzzleloader. This is the first Leupold scope that I ever bought. And this is a 3x9 VX1, VX1-X with a 2. So I believe I bought this thing like in 1989 or something like that, and have used it on a couple of different rifles over the years. And Kathy got this muzzleloader that she won. It's Bergara, or it's Acura with a Bergara rifle. You know, this is a CVA Acura with a Bergara rifle. And we put this scope on there because the one that was on it was we had some kind of issue with it. So anyway, this thing is old as the hills. You know, Leupold has been known through the hunting industry and optics industry for, Lord knows, I don't know, as long as I can remember. Anyway, it's just one of the foundation stone companies of the hunting industry. So when I started buying them, I had an issue. But I had one issue with this one, and that's like 25 years later, I had to regas it. Send it. They'd done it for free. I think about $5 or $6. Sent it to them. They regassed it and cleaned the lens and stuff, and it's been fine. So, but that's 20-something years. Never had an accuracy issue. Never had to adjust it, you know, once it's set for whatever weapon. So anyway, Kathy's using on her muzzleloader. So Leupold. I mean, that's the first one I ever bought. So it's just a simple 3x9. You know, you're gonna hear me talk about a couple things, you know, why I shoot them. So the next oldest one I have is a little bit newer, and this is a, this is a VX3, 3.5 by 10. So 3.5 by 10, 50 millimeter. 1-inch tube, the other one was a 1-inch tube. So my thoughts on you know, this has been a jam up scope. This is on my 30-06. I've killed a bunch of stuff with this thing. This scope is, you know, I mean, I don't know how old it is, but it's extremely old too, or a lot older. So again, no issue with it. I've got a couple of dents in it because I'm rough on my hunting stuff. So, but anyway, 1-inch tube, you know, had it for a long time. And the 1-inch tube thing, you know, the clarity, you know, for deer hunting, especially in the south, low light conditions, I want the lower power, and I want some magnification adjustment because sometimes you need to look at something. I'm not a big fan of having binoculars. I mean, I use them, but a lot of times if you see something that you need to look at, you need to be pointing your gun at it. So I'm using my scope. So having a adjustable power, you know, I believe in that. So that's 3.5 by 10. So, but I also believe in getting the light to your eye. And I'm not a dang scientist or engineer or anything like that. But sometimes, you know, us rednecks or us southern folk, bigger is better. So bigger meaning bigger tubes, bigger ends to allow light. But from my understanding of talking to some of these engineers and stuff is that the coatings that they put on these lenses nowadays means a lot more, so they say, than the diameter of the tube. So you don't have to go as big as an end now. But I still believe now that I'm fixing to show you a couple more of the bigger tubes, the 30mm tubes. You know, I think that just more light can go through that to get your eye from one end of the scope to the other. One end, the end by the barrel to you, light, and the what you're looking at to get through there. So your sight picture. So anyway, what do we need to look at now? I've got a pile of them laying here. You know that you know, America. You know, we got our guns and stuff, especially in the south. So the next one I want to look at is we're just looking at one right here. Okay, this is Kathy's newest weapon. So this is her newest Bagheera Stoke shorter rifle. We put a VX5 HD 3x15 by 44, and to me, that's a pretty good. You know, got the adjustable turret or adjustable end. So then right here exactly, I'm trying to adjust on something else. Anyway, it's also got the adjustable turret. So what's great about that is, and I'm going to show you another one. You can get your scope set up to what specific ammunition that you're going to hunt with, have it chronographed, send it off, and they'll Leupold will send you back the turret, and you can go out to 1,000 yards or whatever it is. They got a program, they'll etch the turret for you. So we haven't done this specifically yet with Kathy's, but I'm going to show you one that we have done that with. But cool concept, you know. Dial it to what you're going to do. Got one crosshair in there. So some of my other scopes, the one you just looked at, it's got lines in it, you know, multiplex lines where you can, you know, and you can have sheets print off to your range of what, you know, once you set the gun in the range and where it hits at them lines with certain loads that you got, that you can, you know, use that. So all that is who you are. You know, some people think using an adjustable turret that you might forget, and that's possible. I mean, I forget, so could forget. So if you don't look at it, because there's nothing inside that glass that tells you that it's sitting on 300 yards or 500 yards, whatever, all on top of that turret. So if you forget, you know, if something changes, animal moves while you're doing this dialing, could be an issue. So, but I mean, out west or long range hunting power lines, you know, huge cutover, you know, come in handy. So I mean, if that's what you like, that's fine. I've got two like that, so I'm going to talk about the other one right now if I can find it. It's going to be my 300 Weatherby Magnum, okay? And this is going to be same as Kathy's, except it's a little bit bigger end, 3x15 by 56. So 30mm tube. You know, got the adjustment right here. Goes down 3 power. 3 power is real good for low light. Goes all the way 15. Got the turret set. Already had it sent off. It's sitting on the one right now. So just, I mean, it's cool. That's cool technology. Also, this one has lighted dot. So act fire dot or something they call it. But anyway, that's a cool thing. And Kathy's scope's got that too. So that's some more of that technology. Only thing about it, it's got a battery in it. But I mean, it's cool stuff. So I can look through it right now. Touch it, it's on. You just touch that right there and it comes on. You can touch it again and adjust it down. So very cool, red dot. So after it sits a while, it turns itself off. So, but I mean, again, Leupold. I mean, keep them low. That's one of the issues that some people say when you get too big, you're not getting low to the scope. or getting the scope too high above the barrel. So you want your scope to be lower to the barrel, and that just gives you a flatter kind of trajectory like. So anyway, we're going to the next gun. Another one of Kathy's. This is our other one. This is a 308. So a little bit bigger girl. This one is a VX6 2x12. So a lot lower, you know, 2 powers. That's, you know, for closer woods hunting, 2 powers is great. You know, when it gets low light, turn it down to 2. So, or you can, cloudy conditions, stuff like this, you can see a lot better and it's clear. Again, 30mm tube. No fire dot on this one, no adjustable flex. It's just a basic hunting scope. So very, very good scope, very clear. Just great. Great stuff, and she loves it. Good eye relief. You know, again, Leupold has been making stuff for us hunting fellers for a long time, and it's just, you know, incredible stuff. Got one more here. About all I can do to pick it up. Anyway, another 30mm. This is a VX5 HD 2x10 by 42. You know, and in theory, the way I understand it, you don't really have to go much bigger than that 42 on that. You know, 44 is fine. If you go into 50s and stuff, it's kind of overkill. But the 2x10 means a lot. And the main reason I got the 2 power on this one is 45-70. You know, brush gun. You know, give it on 2. You know, close quarter stuff. So, you know, really like that. Have shot this quite a bit, and that's, and this gun is accurate, but it's going to be only as accurate as your optics, you know. So it's why that I choose Leupold, and I choose to get certain scopes, and that being, you know, I'm talking about the money part of it. You know, if you're hunting, what you spend and what the quality of equipment that you get means a lot. So, you know, nowadays, you know, things higher than American-made stuff. These American-made, so American warranty, you know, lifetime warranty. So you pay, you know, for what you get. So, it is what it is. You know, most of these scopes right here are like $1,000 and up. So it's just, but you know, $1,000, you know, save you on a deer or animal or wherever you're going. It's just that it just gives you the relief of not worrying about anything. You know, I know there's good other scope companies. You know, it's just I've used several different, you know, cheaper scopes because, you know, I just bought cheap stuff. You know, I went through several. You know, I don't want to name any names. I just went through several different kinds. You know. There's a couple kinds I've not ever tried, but you know, I just hadn't. And so once I get to the Leupold thing, you know, that's just what I've done. I have bought a Swarovski. I've come up on a deal on a Swarovski that I've got on another 30-06, and that was jam up scope too. But again, that money part, you know, that's what you pay for quality. So the Leupold, you know, it's just as good as it gets. They've got lower, you know, tiered scopes, you know, for different types of weapons, you know, and you can step down, you know, you don't have to shoot 30mm or 2, you know, but I recommend Leupold for any of their scopes to me, you know. It's just what it is. You see what I got a variety of them, you know. Most of the later ones that I bought are the upper because I don't want to worry about it, you know. If I get the money saved up and I catch them on sale, get a gun, so like Kathy's new Bagheera, you know, got a deal, got the scope of the deal. So use Vans, Sporting Goods. They got all kind of Leupold stuff. It's Coleman, Alabama. So that's where we've got all these late ones at. If you need somebody to, you know, chronograph and get that turret done for you, they got John Mitchell works in there. You can talk to him. He might possibly do that for you. So it's just work on. It's just part of what you need to do to be a proficient hunter. You know, have great, or as good as you can afford equipment, you know, and, you know, don't just buy a bunch of cheap stuff. You know, if you can get one caliber or rifle or whatever, it can take care of a lot of things. If you can't afford to buy a bunch of different guns, I've been blessed, me and Kathy's been blessed that we don't have any bills or whatever, so we can spend a little money on some, you know, stuff that we use for what we like to do, hunting, so we just have spent some money. You know, sure, if we're young and still had kids running everywhere, it would be tougher. So But now that we don't, we'll buy something, you know, to play around with. So, but anyway, again, Leupold Scopes, Leupold, you know, I've got a Leupold rangefinder. What I use, you know, I've got one that's rated, supposed to be like -30 because I used a rangefinder in Iowa, and that sucker wouldn't work. Just would not work. It was too cold for it. Couldn't get it to shoot past 50 yards after a few seconds at 0 degrees. I mean, so it's just, so again, the quality of the stuff, what you buy is what you spend. At least, you know, most of the time, the optics cost more than I'm paying for the rifle. That's just plain and simple. You know, I think these McGurrs is $800-900, whatever, 7 or whatever it is. Scope $1,000 to $1,200, whatever they are. Just depends on what you get. You know, if you get the fire dot or, you know, adjustable turrets and stuff, all that. You know, each is going to be a little bit pricier. The 30mm tube is going to be, you know, a little bit more. So, but again, you just spend what you can afford. But if you need to save up to get something that you want that's could be better, I would recommend doing that just instead of buying the first scope you see, first Leupold you look at or whatever. But ask questions, you know, talk to people like me or whatever that use these things, you know, and just get ideas on it. Just, you know, because you don't want a big old buck or whatever animal you're hunting to be missed because you had bad or faulty equipment. So that's just words of the day from me. So this is, again, we're going to try to talk about different, you know, run different videos of different things that we use. And, you know, we've got several different weapons here that we use. So it's just, you know, I always go back to a couple that just my mainstay. So most of y'all that know me know what that's going to be. So it's just, so anyway, I use a bigger bullet on everything, even with khaki. So recoil or shock, you know, scopes that can take shock or more shock. You know, that 45-70 is going to be another one. I mean, that thing's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of thump right there. Big bullet, 300 grain bullets, you know. The 300 mag, a lot of force, you know, a lot of kick to that thing. So I don't know, I've not used a muzzle brake on it yet, but I've shot it quite a few times without muzzle brake. No issues with scope. So it's just, you want something that can take that thump and can take a little bit of beating. So anyway, that's my thoughts today. Leupold Scopes. Y'all look into them. You know, that's what we use specifically. Again, we're not getting paid for them. So it's just, I mean, that's what I've switched to over the years since 1989, where it is when I bought that first one. So it's just, that's what I've been comfortable with. You know, no issues, have not cost me an animal yet. So actually helped me get a couple animals because the way I get them set up hourly, I've shot a couple running. So it's just, it is what it is. And these brown bears, if you can see them back there, Leupold scope on a 338 mag. You know, it was a barred gun, but hey, and then you talk about Alaska, and it's one of the, like, just the cheaper style Leupold, the Varix 2 or 3, just a 3x9, and you know, nothing fancy because their stuff gets used, gets thrown in boats and all that. So it's just, it's tougher equipment, and you know, that's where I learn, and you know, I ask people that go on these hunts and stuff that I've been on, is just what they're using, what they've had issues with, what they don't recommend, and means a lot. I mean, we're all hunters. There's a bunch of us. When you go to these shows and all that, you talk to these people, you see what people use and get input from it. You know, all the equipment that's at these shows, you get to see all that. So just take that information in, you know, and at least ask about it before you make your mind up, or before you just reflex buy or something like that. So anyway, I hope it's helping y'all. So if not, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's what I shoot. So Leupold Scopes, again, we're not getting paid to promote them. Been using them forever. So all these guns, same way. So anyway, we're hopefully help y'all get ready to get one flat, because it's coming up quick. So looking forward to seeing y'all at these shows before this season's up, or seeing y'all camping or whatever. Come talk to us. We really enjoy it. So we'll see y'all. Thank y'all for watching the videos. But again, we appreciate y'all's support. If you haven't liked, please like and subscribe. And don't care if you haven't got one of our books, check out Amazon and get a book. Also, we got a link on there where you can, on our YouTube channel, where you can go on. We got a little store set up, like if you're interested in any kind of merchandise, shirts and stuff, you can check that out. And we really appreciate anything like that. So again, we appreciate y'all's support. You know, keep watching. We're going to keep trying to share the outdoors and how we do some things, and try to help everybody that we can enjoy the outdoors. And you know, we do this for just basically because of the environment and the community that's involved and built around hunting. So again, we appreciate y'all. Like, share, and we'll see y'all again.